By popular demand, we are heading straight to the West Coast for today's breakdown. We're jumping into the UCLA Bruins, one of the playbooks that is making waves around the community right now. So we wanted to dive into this and really break down what really makes this a top playbook in the community right now. Bunch, probably the best bunch in the game. You have 5 wide, Deuce Close, tight open. Bunch of formations are going to give defense complete nightmares. And whether you want to air it out, go to the flats, tight compressed formations, zone, man, UCLA is going to be able to beat everything in this playbook. So buckle up. Here's the UCLA full playbook breakdown, and this one might be the most fun in the game. So let's jump into it. Appreciate the love and support for the channel. This thing has grown so quick. And as always, if you guys like the content we're dropping here, like the video, comment on what you want to see next, what you like, don't like, and then also sub to the channel so you guys don't miss an upload for all of 26. Let's just start with bunch open offset. I think this is the quickest and easiest one to get to. RPO peak, wide, receiver screen, RPO alert out are going to be your two base plays. And the reads are just simple. If you have numbers to the right, you snap throw it to the right. Trust your blockers are going to pick up the numbers. And that's all you're doing. You're playing the numbers game. Every time you see numbers, throw it out there and take whatever yards you get. And the whole point is to get them to put more DBs and defenders over on that side of the field. Here, kind of like they got two. But here's the other thing, right? Let's just say for this example, even though there's not 3 people lined up right over the receivers, if they match up person on the right, I'm going to look at the left. If I see a DB that is lined up more than 5 yards and not pressing down, speed out route throw every single time. Corner's going to take his first back steps. He's not going to be able to get out there. Here is actually a perfect example. Is now they have those numbers out there. Here you take a look. X, great positioning. And we get a 20-yard play just off a speed out route. Trail or X trail. And you have this comeback on the left. But then you have this drag and this he's not on a traditional angle route, but he always gets into a pocket in the zones. So then again, take your looks. B, if he gets open really quick, the object is not to stare down one receiver. So even though it's A to me is the best route on this particular play, if B gets open quickly like this and gets across the formation, throw it to him. Make them respect all the routes on the field. We'll take underneath all day until they give us the deeper routes. And that'll leave RB. He'll be on a post that'll get into certain areas of the field. X on his comeback. I really love comebacks. They're great routes. They beat man. They kill any kind of cover 3 zone, especially with things lacking help. Here's this little window for RB. I kind of waited a little too long there to throw it, but I had to make sure one of the other defenders didn't kind of play over there. So it's going to be a very easy play. And then if they try and play man, we're hitting this. I threw that a little bit early. You want to throw it right as he's about to hit the top of the comeback route. The very next one, I like fake screen wheel. It's not that the routes are very complicated, but it's this short angled, or sharp cutting corner route from X. So depending on what zone they're in, you can actually bullet pass it down and away and get good coverage. And then you have A, you have B here on this little smoke screen. And again, the reason why this works so well is people see him on the smoke screen, they might automatically think about the RPO, him getting the spots. A will kind of cut across this middle here. Now, the one knock on this play again is something you can do here just to get another route on the field. Put Y on an in route. You want to put Y maybe on a corner route, something like this that kind of gives him an option. Just where he's a threat because all his other routes are going deep down the. But yeah, that's the one thing is maybe just putting this running back here on a corner route out of the backfield. There's not a lot of great route combination on this field. Just even though I like the out cutting route from X and the smoke screen and the A's, you know, there's nothing really sophisticated that's causing stress on the defense. So there's 2 ways of running flood here. Number one is I just like dragging X for a quick drag route, and then I'll put A here on a corner, And here is I stemmed him down once. He kind of just really gets on the corner. But yeah, so you see is stemming A down one, X on this drag here, and then you still have your flood concept on the right with RP in the flats if he's there. If not, take your drag. You can even put your running back on a texture shot. Again, just giving yourself options is always good. Um, Here, drag, but now that opens up this, so that way people can't just cheat on the drag if they have everything on the right bagged, right? Is that the user could take away that drag. So throwing a texture shot in there just really mix it up. The only other adjustment I like to do is I'll actually leave. I like to actually put X on this deep crosser. I like to drag RB and then just flat Y. And then you can still stem down A if you want to. But now as I'm running this flood kind of from the other side, different guy now on check down as the guy drops the pass. But again, it seems like a lot of steps, stuff like that, but it's really easy. Again, is when you're not trying to quick hike people and get your quick reads off, there's just different things you can go to. Here is that little deep crosser I was talking about that gets in a really nice spot. And then again, the reason why I like this a lot too is because on the normal play, RB in the flats doesn't get open right away or gets taken away, versus here, unless they're running hard flats, they kind of were, is that the running back really attacks the flats. Jumping into the Deuce Close. Deuce Close has two really good RPOs that we're going to talk about here first. The RPO Read Counter. And the one thing I like to do is I like to put B here on a speed out route. So of course you have the read option ability by looking at the read key and handing it off to your running back or keeping it with your quarterback. But you have this flat route and the speed out route. And I found that the speed out route works a lot of the time. It's really good. It's really consistent. And it gets unnoticed. But if they try to take it away, you have your route to the tight end like this, and the speed out becomes a blocker downfield for you. So this is a super, super underrated play and very good, and it is something you can absolutely mix in with the best pass play out of this formation, and it's going to be the RPO read flat wheel. And jumping right into it, every route but X is actually open, and X is probably one you could put on a speed out route. But B is open every single time, and we're hearing a snap hit here, and you can just possession catch to be safe. We'll just run this here two more times to show you. B always gets open. Doesn't matter if they blitz. Doesn't matter if they're man coverage. He just always gets in a spot. Worst case, I guess, is it could be a knockout. The user would really have to know what you're doing in order for this to know that that's the route you're going to go to. But same thing here, right? Is now we're no longer going to look at the post. You have this Y coming across the formation underneath. That rarely ever gets guarded. Sometimes it's a tight throw because you may get hit. But then you also have the speed out route. And again, that is something possible. It can get hit and get dropped. But you can possession catch that as well. Or rack it. If he gets outside, it's going to be a huge play. Here, man, and this is what I'm talking about here. Kind of got a terrible pass, but the potential for that route to get big plays is really really good. And then here, throw it to the tight end on the flat route. Again, super underrated. That's there. And then we're gonna see if we can find a situation here to throw to this other tight end on the wheel. And we threw it. I mean, it wasn't a great read, but we threw it behind him and got the catch. But it's an option. Again, match coverage, or again, if they're blitzing off the edge, there's a situation where it can be caught. But super underrated play. Like I said, the B route and the X on the speed out route are just money. And so let's take a look. Mesh spot it's no different than the other mesh spot, just that you're in a heavier set with two tight ends. And you're just going to make your reads. You have your two drags underneath here. You pick one, goes across the formation. Whichever one the user tries to take away, you'll hit the other one. Run it here to the other side. Now we got Y. The only thing about this is that if you got fast tight ends, it's probably going to work a little bit better. You see they're a little bit slow. So you see how those get open underneath. Then, as if the user will vacate the middle, you're going to have little opportunities like this. Had to throw it back to my back shoulder there. But usually that gets left to open quite a bit. See if we can find another one there. They actually covered it, so we just threw the wheel out to the running back. And he's open really early in the route. If it's match coverage, he'll be open down the field. But if you see where he doesn't get picked up right away, he'll be open. There's a possession catch in the middle. And so you see where these all get open. Here again, we dropped the drag, but you see he was wide open. Not quite sure what happened there, but mesh spot, and then the final play is post wheel. Take a quick look. Again, you kind of have that same post there from the RPO read flat wheel. You have the A on his wheel route, and then you have RB on the check down. But then you have this drag from the receiver, and then this little zig from the tight end. Again, take whatever yards they're going to give you underneath. So, all right. So again, you just kind of looking, see, there's going to be the return route, tight end. The faster the tight end, the better ability he's going to get. And there is the post again. So you see where these kind of get open at. We're jumping right into the bunch, and this bunch is super, super good here. You have the clear out, SE out. You have bunch verts, mesh spot, dash flood, bunch trail, deep flood. Bunch of good plays here. Flanker drive. Let's just jump right in. Bunch verts to me is the most easiest play to run, literally with no adjustments. Snap hike. Y is going to usually get open for at least this 5 to 7 yard range minimum almost every time unless the user crashes down on it. As you see here, it doesn't matter if they're in man, they're in zone. If the user tries to take this away, there's going to be other things open. But here is where you can hit this little tight end in this pocket where he's on his little wheel. Hit him again here if he's not going to get bumped the whole way down the field. But A gets open in a nice little spot. Like I said, this might be one of the best stock plays in the game. B here, again, this is one thing that's been a staple for Madden in a long time. It was somewhat decent in 25 last year for NCAA. Is this guy running out here? People would also motion him out so that it would clear a little bit more space for the A. But again, this running back's going to win every single time. In zone, it's really the quick read against zone is B. You have A here. He'll kind of get upfield a little bit on the zones. RB will be on this crosser here. X is really just stretching the ball down the field. If you want to put him on a comeback, you can. If you get this single one-on-one look, throw it at the top of his break, and that is going to be easy. But bunch verse is probably the best stock passing play in the entire game. Now let's go take a look here at bunch trail. Bunch trail is another great stock play. Again, for the sake of the thing, I like putting him on a comeback. And you're really going to have this drag angle route combination underneath. And then I like to stem the corner down just one as he breaks out really quick. And you see this tight end on this angle route really gets into a soft spot because the drag is going to take away from the user. But if they don't, here's the drag underneath. Again, you had A coming open right behind it. The corner routes seem to get caught on the defenders, your own players, so much in this game that I feel like at times it makes these corner routes dang near impossible to throw. But you see the drag, the angle here. The corner route, it's still good. It's just whether it's going to um, not get bumped is the whole thing behind it. Like, see, you see there, it got bumped, and for the better. Quickly, we're going to touch on mesh spot. Mesh spot is another one that's very good. I just put this guy here on an out route to kind of stretch out that outside defender on the left. And then everything else is just fine the way it is. If nobody covers this running back, we'll hit him on his quick wheel route. Man, these little curls get open all the time. Add curls into your game if you're not using them. Again, you sit here, you see. Again, he gets really in a nice soft spot in the middle there, that curl. If the defender's first steps are backwards here, I'm just going to throw it out quickly to X, take my free yards. Super simple read, easy. Aside from that, like I said, we showed you how you hit the hook. You have A here on this wheel, and then you have RB on a short crosser. Short crossers do a really good job of beating man, especially not pressed man. And then the last thing to look at here is see if we can get a situation with the tight end. And here I'm just going to kind of throw it back inside the zone, and I just click on it underneath to make a catch. So bunch of easy routes to actually pick your choice and read the defense. Z spot is super easy. Again, you got this corner, kind of stem him down one, put this corner on a streak, and then this is where I like to drag X. And you see, okay, they give us the flats. We take the tight end, take your 6-7 yards, and then, like I said, you still have that corner route. They're going to play this cover 2 or the zone look. Here, we'll just take our drag underneath. Everything was pretty bagged up there, and man, clear out SC, stem down the corner. I like texting running back just to give myself another option over the middle. But you're going to see here, take the running back underneath. If they drop down, you'll have A on his post. And then you have your comeback here on the left. It looks like it's going to be a man blitz here. Boom, top of the route. He's money all day. One-on-one, cover 3, that is going to win 99% of the time. I won't say that a user can't switch stick over there and make a play on it, or you might get a knockout ability. But then RB is usually the money route in the sense that it gets really outside. We made a terrible throw there. Thought the corner was going to drop down. But let me go into the replay and just kind of show you that me misdiagnosing the play is this corner is just sitting here on this sideline wide open. Put it there. All right. And there is just man coverage, but we were able to. But here's the final look again, just showing where it gets here, and it looks like they ran a match concept like cover 4 there, so everything kind of got bagged. But it gets onto the sideline, very good, and let's see if we can get. Oh, they keep wanting to give me underneath, so. And then like I said, this stem down corner, he does get open despite us being unsuccessful here, as the defense wants to keep playing over the top coverage. And there, we kind of found him there a little bit, but of course we lead it out of bounds. So UCLA has a really good 5 wide receiver set here, and of course I love it because of the QB blast play. Anytime there's looks like 5, 6 people in the box, the QB blast is just, it's guaranteed positive yardage, and sometimes it can be a home run play, chunk yardage. I am super big on running this on the goal line, anywhere within the 5 yards, 4th and short, 3rd and short. It's probably the best short play in the game. So make sure you guys are adding this into your playbook. 100% QB blast. They also have one is one of the best shocks in the game. So the shock is the RB route, and the B on his smoke screen, A's on this option route. Super easy. Just look at the numbers here. They're kind of symmetrical. And usually I'm going to look at how quick does this inside slot corner on Y, does he get inside? If he doesn't, I'm going to snap throw the slant to Y, or I'm going to throw this option route to A. And right there, I took A. Y was open as well. And then we got here the shock. Again, I ended up catching it. I missed it on the last play, but wasn't a great read. I just made an ad catch, which this game has been giving a lot of lately. But again, I'm looking at the numbers here. You got stuff on the left. And then here again, that's the option route from the tight end. If he sees man alignment, he's going to hit this nice little out. Stick and nod is a classic play. You have your double move route here from your tight end. Throw a stiff arm out there while those are still overpowered. You have your return route from RB. He gets in a nice spot in zones, especially while the user is chasing the guy up the middle. And then you have this stuff on the left with this corner and this quick in. And I like it if it's man, because then the corner will beat outside and then the speed in just comes in really quick. And then here is that sharp cutting out route, or corner route that I was talking about. So make sure you guys are throwing this play in. Very last thing I want to take a look at is tight open. What I like doing is I speed out route X every single time. If nobody gets out there, I am just going to throw it to him every single time. Take the yards. If you see the slot corner over Y, if he flares out, you can speed throw it to Y, or snap throw it, I'm sorry, not speed throw it. You have your drag underneath here with A. You have B on the deep end coming behind it, as they're giving us a lot of man coverage here. These are all open despite our quarterback making it super difficult on these throws. Then you have your running back as well on a wheel route there. Again, we drop a touchdown pass. UCLA is making it a little difficult for me. Here's this nice snap running back wheel that gets a lot of yards really quick. See if we can get one look here. Oh, they're not going to give it to us, but take the in route. I was really trying to show again how the post really gets open, but they're giving us a lot of man coverage. So slot post, make sure you guys throw this in here. Now let's take a look here at the drive play. Again, the drive play is very similar. Literally, it's the exact same thing, except X is on a flat route. Again, if you guys are running play cooldown in Dynasty, just speed out route X, throw it to him every time, and he's going to be able to get up. Feel very, very quick if they're not playing hard flats out there. And there is the little pocket for Y I was talking about. They play like a cover 3 look there. So, and then again, take your underneath here, hit B. You have A on the backside. You have a running back on a check and release. So that's going to be drive, and then bench, dig, pivot. So again, same thing for me, speed out route X. Everything else you can actually leave the exact same. Here you have the zig route. Again, wide open, man coverage there, kind of ran across. So you just see how everything gets open. You have the corner route here. As we come back and add catch there, we got hit. But that corner route's very good against man. If you're able to pass lead it over the shoulder, you have your speed out to X, you have your return route, you have this flat route, which is a great combination with the zig, as they both can provide blockers for each other when throwing to either route. And then you'll have B on your deep in route whenever they're in man or in certain spots of the zone when the user vacates the middle. So let's see if I can get that one time here as we're getting these 3 deep looks. And there it is right there. I kind of played a little robber there in the middle, but that's how this play is going to work, and that is going to complete our UCLA playbook. That's going to be a wrap for our UCLA playbook breakdown. Bunch, 5 wide, deuce close, tight open, bunch open, offset. This playbook brings serious West Coast heat to your offense in NCAA 26. And if you guys enjoyed this video, as always, sub to the channel. I'm dropping content all year, more playbook breakdowns, formation deep dives, gameplay tips, Dynasty. We're here all season long.